Welcome to the channel. I'm Stacy, and my goal here is to help you to play better and sound better in your worship services. Today we're going to go over the parts for the song At the Altar by Elevation Rhythm. This is a great song for ushering in the presence of the Lord, and the parts are pretty simple to play, which means as a player, I can be a bit more present in those times of worship and not be too worried about hitting a sour note. This song's in the key of D, and we're just coming straight in on an open D chord. We're going to rake through these first three chords, and we're going to do that passage twice. It's D to D over F sharp to G. It's going to sound like this. Now I play my G with just my middle finger on the low E at the 3rd fret, and then I mute the A string with the pad of that finger. And so my G chord only has G and D notes ringing out, which makes it a G5. It's just a bit cleaner. It won't color the sound of what's happening with any of the other musicians. It just kind of keeps your part a little bit out of the way of other things. Coming out of that, we're going into the next verse. I think there's a verse before it, before we come in, so this might be verse 2. We're coming in with a D and then a D over G. And we have a strum pattern for this whole section, and I'll run through those two chords right there and show you that pattern. So we're coming in with the D. And then out of that, we're going to be hitting the D, D over F sharp, and G, just like the intro. It'll be like this. And coming out of that, the back half of the verse section is going to start on D over F sharp to the G. And then we're going to do that cycle with the D over F sharp to the G to end that whole section. Here's how that's going to sound. And so that whole verse section with the intro attached coming in on that turnaround is going to sound like this. And then coming out of that, we're going into the next chorus. And the reverb has 100% wet mix on that, but we're going to go through it with this tone, and then I'll show it to you in context with that 100% wet mix. So we're just going to be on the G string at the 7th fret, the 6th fret, the 7th fret again, the 9th fret, and then the 7th fret on the B string. And here's how that's going to sound played a little slow. We're going to repeat that 3 times, and then there's a quick little turnaround section that is 7th fret on the G string, 7th fret on the B string, the 9th fret on the G string, and then the 9th fret on the G string, and then the 7th fret on the G string. And that's going to sound like this. So that whole section together is going to sound like this. We're going to go through the first part 3 times, and then that little tag part once. And here's how it's going to sound with the effects. And then coming out of that, there's a post chorus, and it's just that same thing we just did coming out of that chorus, minus the G string on the 7th fret. We're going to be starting on the B string at the 7th fret, and then the 9th fret on the G string, and then a second time there, and then the 7th fret. It'll be like this. We're going to run through that section 4 times, and then once you've done that, go ahead and let that note ring out. The song goes into a down part, and then we come back in on a bridge, and for this one we're kicking on an overdrive. It's not very intense, so I'm going to keep it. It does get a little bit grittier as you increase your pick attack. So the part we're going to be playing for the bridge as we come in is we're starting on the D string on the 7th fret. We're going to strike that 3 times, and then the G string at the 6th fret, and then we're going to strike that 3 times, the G string at the 7th fret 3 times, at the 9th fret 3 times, and then we're going to repeat that 3 times. So it's going to sound like this. And then coming out of that, we have a little turnaround where we're going to be 3 times on the 7th fret D string, 2 times on the 7th fret B string, and then once again on that 7th fret on the D, and then 2 on the 9th fret on the G string, and then 1 on that 7th fret, and then 1 more on the 9th on the G string, and then 1 more on the 7th on the G string. We kind of return to that D string on the 7th fret as kind of just like a completion of the 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. But 2 of those get picked on the B string at the 7th, and 2 of those on the 9th fret on the G. It'll sound like this. I'll play it a little bit slower. That one was fun to play once I figured it out. So we run through that section 3 times, and what I did is I kept my pickup selector on the middle position, which gave me both pickups for the first 2 passes, kind of slightly increasing my pick attack as I went through each one, and then kicked it down to the bridge pickup for that final one with kind of my most intense pick attack. And that allows that part to grow from being a nice low, kind of softer part up to just a huge part where the whole band is full in. And then coming out of that, we're going to be going into another post chorus where we're going to be strumming chords, and we're going to be strumming in an odd pattern. It's going to be following what the snare drum is doing. Those hits are kind of the dynamic points that we want to match up with. So we're coming in here with an open D, and then to the D over G, and then to the D over F sharp, and the D over G. It's going to sound like this. So coming out of that, we're going into another down part for the song. And for that kind of thing, I like to kick on snapshot 3 or whatever I have set up for swells, just to kind of help that moment kind of settle down on that lower side of the dynamics. And then when we come back in, we're coming back in on the part that we ended the bridge on, and we're swelling in on it. So it'll be like this. Once we've done that, then we're going to be back to the same part we played for the bridge on the D string 7th fret 3 times, the G string 6th fret 3 times, the G string 7th fret 3 times, and the G string 9th fret 3 times. And we're going to run through that pattern 3 times. And then we come back out and do that same thing we just kind of swelled in on, but including the D string at the 7th fret 3 times. That whole pattern gets passed through only twice. When we did it for the bridge, it was 3. This time it's twice. And we just went over it, so we don't have to do it again. But that's what we're doing there. And then since we're already on the bridge pickup, I just picked lightly in the beginning and then just more intensely as that part went on. And coming out of that, we're going to be into some chords, and we're going to be up here at the 7th fret and I'll be fretting the D, G, and B strings. That's a D chord in an A shape. Then we're going to go from that to an E minor, and that's going to be right here, 9th fret on the D and G, 8th fret on the B. From there, we're going to be in a D over F sharp, and that's going to be barring those 3 strings again at the 7th fret, the D, G, and B. And then with my ring finger, I'm going to fret the 9th fret on the A string, and that's D over F sharp. And then we're going to be into a G, which is just going to drop that ring finger down to the D string at the 9th fret. My index finger is already barring the D, G, and B, and then my middle finger is going to come down on the B string at the 8th fret, and that's a D-shaped G chord. That's the first half of this part, and then the second half we're going to be playing an A chord, which I'm not going to fret the A string, but I could because that is part of the chord, but I'm only going to play the D, G, and B, and so on the D string I'm at the 7th fret, the G I'm at the 9th, and the B I'm at the 10th. From there I'm going to hit that E minor again. From there I'm going to hit the F sharp again, the D over F sharp, and then the G again, and then we're going to end it by kind of barring out this D chord. I got my index finger over the D, G, and B, and then my pinky is covering the B and E. So I guess I'm really only fretting the D string with my index, but this is just a bit of a higher chord for the D. It's a little bit fuller, the higher notes, and then that low note, give it a little bit more space, and it'll ring out real well when you hit your swell tone to help that carry out as the rest of the band crashes out. Here's how that whole part's going to sound being played through. How do you prefer to navigate dynamics? Do you prefer to step on a pedal or use your hands? Let us know in the comments. If you'd like the resources for this song, you can find them at a link in the description box below. There are a handful of downloads free for you in there as well, including some HX Stomp and Helix presets, a MIDI controller guide to use a MIDI controller with your HX Stomp, and a tabs reference chart to help you navigate tabs if you're using them. I hope you found this video helpful. If you did, subscribe and hit that like button for good measure. I hope you have a great week, and I'll see you in the next one.